What would you say to screenwriters who don't want to produce? I'm just a writer,
Yeah.
that's all I do. I don't want to get involved with money, locations.
Yeah, I think I think just owning that, I think just owning that. I mean, my old co-writer, he doesn't do the producing side, and that's fine. He's happy just writing. Yeah, I think just accepting that. This is not my forte. I mean, I think the more you can do, the more doors you're going to open. I think trying it out can never hurt. I think it's sometimes as writers we can get in a little bit of a bubble. We can get in our own little creative bubble where we're making these things and not getting them out there to the world. So I think it is important to be able to try to wear multiple hats, even if it's small things. But just being a writer, I mean, a lot of people find success just doing that. So I think it's just owning that. I'm a writer. This is what I do. Somebody else is a producer. These are my skill sets. These are their skill sets. So, I think looking at our skill set and trying to figure out what are we best at is important, because it's a totally different skill set trying to produce a movie than just writing it.
We talked about you played sports a little bit growing up, so that probably helps to get into that mindset of you have to get out there and be on a team.
Yeah, it is interesting because writing, I think, is such an insular process and sometimes an isolating process. And me personally, that's something that I've struggled with, and that's why I've had co-writers in the past, or I've had a writing group that I'll get feedback from to kind of make it so it's not just yourself. And I think that is important to remember, because writing can be very isolating when you're in a room, when you're dialed in on a script. Just remember, there's a lot more. There's a lot more things out there of meeting other writers, meeting producers, meeting executives. So I think that's important. And yeah, the team element aspect I think is big because that's always my goal. It's we all have egos, right? We all have things we want, but remembering the goal is to make creative things that are gonna affect people or make people feel things or have fun on a Friday night. So I think that's where the team element comes into play. With the producing, back to producing, I think building a good team for your film is so important because any one of the areas, whether it's sound design or production design or costumes that are lacking, it's going to bring the whole thing down. So I think it's just trying to find a good team that works well together is so important in film.
Were you an only child?
No, I have an older brother. He's 15 years older. So in some ways, I was an only child in some ways. But yeah, he's 15 years older.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, did you spend a lot of time alone, watching movies, thinking?
I think I've always just always had that creative in my head side.
Right.
And always have loved movies since I was a little kid. Always loved movies. And I think with writing now, it's always just you watch something how can I turn this idea into something else? I think it's having a mindset of wanting to try new things and create new things.
Right, and knowing that when we were kids, maybe we could entertain ourselves. We didn't need constant,
Yeah, I mean, film has always been something that I've gone to for my own personal enjoyment, for fun, escapism. I think there's a part of escapism in the film industry. There's definitely a part of escapism in screenwriting. You go into this fantasy world and you're creating characters and worlds, which is it's the allure of it, the fun of it. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's also important to remember. There's so many things where there's the contest or the feedback or all those things. It is important in the beginning to make sure you're excited about this world you're creating and remember that. Remember I'm creating this world, I'm creating these characters, and to have fun and play with that. Because all the rejections are going to come later. So at that point, you might as well enjoy the ride in some ways.
What was your favorite movie as a kid?
Oh man, there's so many. I love Alien and I love Aliens. Sometimes I like the second one better. I really love Gladiator. Always love Gladiator. I love those big kind of epics like that.
Right.
For some reason as a kid I saw this movie in theaters 3 times, LA Confidential.
Okay.
Great crime movie.
Right.
Love that movie. It's always great for a rewatch. Those would be some of my favorites, yeah.
Right. And so did you go to the Cineplex in your local town?
Yeah, I mean, I loved going to just like the video store. Just the
Right.
video store, when I was a kid, it was VHS and then DVDs, going to Blockbuster. I always loved going to Amoeba Records. They have so many movies. And just being that something you can talk about with people, you can talk, hey, you seen this lately? It's just a fun thing to always chat about, and meet other film buffs is always fun.
Right. And a library actually has a lot of great.
You know what? I just, because I like to go to, I hadn't in a minute written in the library, and I was recently at one. I'm like, I forgot that you can get any movie you want here. It's such a good avenue for screenwriting books, finding scripts at a library, and also just finding any movie you want.
Right.
Whether it's a foreign film, because some of that stuff's not on streaming.
True.
Yeah.
And they have the Canopy app too.
Yeah, I haven't used that one. I used to go to that. There's a video store on Santa Monica called Cinephile Video. They have it's like sorted by genre, it's sorted by director. It's so fun.
Oh, wow.
You can kind of get lost in there for hours.
Yeah, they had Odyssey Video back in the day in North Hollywood.
Okay, yeah.
And that was
That was the
one. That was a good one too. Yeah, that was maybe before it was NoHo. I'm not sure, but.
Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Here is a complimentary question from our book story questions.